I'm Taliesin Glover. I am the Director for Mission and Ministry Development in the Diocese of New Westminster.
And I'm Jerry Parrott, and I'm on the tech team here at St. George Maple Ridge.
What are the detailed things that we have to do in order to set up a Facebook live stream?
Well, the first thing you need to do is have a Facebook page that you can run it from. Whatever page you decide to use to run it from, you must have administrative rights for that page. Once you are set up to do that, you go onto the page you want to run it from, be it from your church or from your personal page. You just go up to the top of the page where you would normally start a text message in a box. And when you touch into that text line, you'll get some options that'll open up to add things to the text message. One of those things you can add is video. Once you touch on the video icon, you'll get the chance to select that you want to live stream the video. You select that. As soon as you select that, you'll see your screen will change and it'll be what you are going to be actually live streaming. And then you'll see there'll be a bar up usually on the right side of the screen. As soon as you touch that, you're live streaming with about a 6-second delay. So you do have the option to kill it if you want to.
So Jerry, you shared with us what you can do with your cell phone. What are some of the options that churches can explore?
Well, certainly keeping it simple, you can go from an iPhone or a regular cell phone to an iPad or that type of Android system, which gives you a little better clarity on the video recording and usually a little better sound. But sound is certainly going to be an issue. You can go to a simple lapel microphone. It can be hardwired or it can be run remotely, wireless. That will plug into your iPad or your cell phone and give you a much better sound quality. The issue with recording in churches is echo. And if you try and record straight off the iPad or the iPhone, you're going to get an echo issue. Whereas if you go to a lapel mic, it reduces that quite a bit.
So we're here today with Becky Kozel, who's going to tell us about tripods and other types of pods.
Well, the first time I recorded in the church, I was holding it up and I thought, oh, there's no problem. And about after a minute, I was ready to have my arm supported, and then I had to move it around a bit. So I then put it on the pew, and that supported it a little bit, but then it was hard to get the angle. And then I put it onto the organ, and that worked quite well until I thought, oh, I should use a tripod. And so there's lots of options for using a tripod.
Can you show us some of those options?
One of them, which I got just recently, is this device which just clips on.
Yep. And
you just put the iPhone or an iPad on the end.
How much does it cost? How much is one?
This one was $15 on Amazon. You can use one like this, which is a monopod.
Yep.
It takes up less room, but you still need to have somewhere that you can place it. And so it works well.
This is the Rolls Royce of pods.
It is.
Yeah.
But you also need a lot of room to put it, and you have to make sure that there's somewhere that people can't trip over it. But for all of these, you need some attachment at the top, a shoe that'll connect your camera to it or a phone.
I'm really wondering, how do we use all of these things in a streaming setting?
This is a very inexpensive setup. Probably the most expensive part of it is the laptop computer. The webcam is not that expensive. You do need to get as high a quality a webcam as your church can afford, because the better the webcam, the better the picture you're going to get. We use a system called OBS Studio to run our live stream.
How does this get onto other streaming sites?
You can live stream to a lot of different sites. I prefer to use Facebook because there's no restriction on the number of people that you have to watch it. It's a matter of following the steps needed to connect OBS to Facebook. At the same time as I'm live streaming, I make a recording of it so that I have the recording to take away at the end of the service.
You submit or you upload videos onto YouTube. So you may not be able to stream on YouTube, but you can definitely upload content. Do you use this program for that?
We record our sermons each week, and we use a separate video camera, this small video camera here, and we do have it tied into our soundboard so that it takes the sound straight from the minister's microphone, and he wears a lapel or a cheek mic, and it records it directly onto the camera. And then at the end of the day, at the end of the service, I simply take the memory card out of that camera and load it into a computer and edit that into a video. And then that video is uploaded to YouTube.
What are some of the types of cable hardware that will be necessary?
Connecting to a big soundboard like this one here uses XLR connections, which are the kind of a 3-pin jack. You need to convert it down to a small pin jack. There are adapters that you can get to do that. With the webcam, it uses USB and obviously plugs into the computer via USB port. If you're using a camera like this one, the video camera, and you're trying to connect it to a computer, you have to have specialized computer equipment to do that because it has to feed off of the HDMI connection.
And there are, some parishes that if they're going to be live streaming or if they're going to be uploading a video, they may want to include hymns. So there may be some issues with copyright.
We're very, very fussy on copyright in St. George, and we actually pay a subscription service to be allowed to use different hymns during our services. Interestingly enough, singing the hymn isn't a problem. The problem comes from when we put it up on the screen so everybody can read the words. Doing that is a violation of copyright if you do not have the copyright permission to do that. We don't put a lot of our music up on YouTube, not necessarily because of copyright, because like I say, we do have the rights to use it, but because of the sound quality. Yeah. We're not a sound studio here, and we don't have a hope of ever creating adequate sound to properly record singers and musical instruments.